Hello, welcome to this lesson of Mastering Java. Here we're going to reach the conclusion, this lesson plus the next lesson, of the math functions, the basic math functions that are available to you in Java. Here we're going to use the very common functions sine, cosine, and tangent. If you pick up any calculator out there, almost any calculator, you'll see a sine button, a cosine button, and a tangent button. And you can do all those calculations from directly within the Java math class. So here's the documentation that we've been using. These are the methods of the math class. You can see here there's the sine method. It requires a double argument, which just means a decimal point argument. It's going to return a double as a result. Here's the tangent. And if you go up to the C's up here, let me go down to C's here, you have the cosine. So we have sine, cosine, and tangent. All right, so to use them is actually pretty simple, but the thing you need to make sure you understand, when you're using sine, cosine, and tangent in Java, it's always going to assume that the angle you give it is in radians. I'm going to say that again because you're going to get yourself confused eventually. When you're trying to do a program and you want to take the sine of 45 degrees, you're going to get a weird result unless you pass it an angle that's in radians. So let me show you what I'm talking about. System.out.println. We'll just do a couple quick examples here. We'll put a semicolon here, and then now we want to take the, let's say, the sine of an angle. So we use math.sin, right? That's the method as part of the math class. That's the sine. Now we need to pass it a number. Now what I'm trying to tell you is if you put 45 in here and you think you're putting 45 degrees in, you're wrong. What you're really doing is you're giving it 45 radians. So whenever I save this and hit run, the answer I'm getting is not the sine of 45 degrees. I'm getting sine of 45 radians. And those are two different things because radian measure is different than degree measure. All right. So, for instance, if you wanted to convince yourself that this was working right, if you remember radians in